Hello, beautiful Gemini. This is Brandon over here on my channel. I'm Wow, here to bring you another energy reading for mid-October. I hope you guys are having a fantastic month so far. I hope your day has been very kind to you. The way we do it on my channel is we're going to do 3 cards for each kind of Gemini out there. We're going to do 3 for the Gemini that's single, 3 for the Gemini that's in a loving relationship, and 3 for the Gemini that's maybe a bit complicated. Maybe you're not sure where you stand, or maybe you're just your life is complicated because you want it that way. We're Geminis at the end of the day. But yes, I am a Gemini sun as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. I want you all to bear in mind that we're all Geminis at the end of the day. So you can get information from any one of the stacks. You don't have to, necessarily pigeonhole yourself into any one of the 3 groups of cards. You can pull information from any one of them, and they all kind of flow together usually. So take it as it comes and leave behind what doesn't. But let's go ahead and get into it. I don't want to keep you guys for too long. I know we have busy Geminian lives to go out there and live. But what do we have for the beautiful Gemini coming into mid-October? Wow, I love it when it doesn't take long. I've had times when I'm shuffling these cards for a couple of weeks and nothing pops out. But let's go ahead and get into it. The first card to pop out for my single Geminis out there, and this is where you're at right now, communication. You're not holding anything back. You're letting your ideas flow like the odd-looking young man you see in this card right here. But you're not being held back from what it is that you want to say, and you're really understanding why it is that you say the things that you say. And that's a fantastic place to find yourself in. That's very powerful because the Visuddha chakra, the throat chakra, is our chakra. We come into this world with that chakra in alignment, and it only goes out of alignment when we're holding ourselves back. And you're not doing that, single Gemini, so that's fantastic. Especially coming into this mid-October season, when I believe there is a Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde going on right now. We're not holding back ourselves, but we're making sure that we're expressing ourselves very eloquently, because when don't we do that, huh, Gemini? Next card to pop up for my single Geminis out there. This is your power coming into mid-October. Throat chakra, the Visuddha, just like I was just talking about. We come into this world with this chakra already emanating its full power. We're not afraid to express ourselves, and we're very good at communication. We don't hold anything back. We don't try to sugarcoat anything if we don't need to. We're very honest people, us Geminis, even if it sounds a bit harsh. Sometimes the most brutal thing can be the most elegant thing that a person needs to hear at that moment. So let's make sure that we're continuing to exist in our own power and express ourselves, communicate with everybody in our lives in the most honest and beautiful way that we can, so that there's clarity, there's rhythm and flow to the conversations and the way that we express ourselves in our lives. Next card to pop out for my single Geminis out there. This is something that we're going to want to continue to develop or to begin working on if you haven't been, my beautiful Geminis out there, is the Ajna, the third eye chakra. Okay? This card speaks about your connection with the divine. It's that conversation that you have with Source, whatever you want to call it, I know people have many different names. There's, according to some texts, there's 72 names for creation. So apply it as it comes, but continue to develop that spiritual alignment that you find that we all have. We're all spiritual beings here in this 3D existence. Some of us are more aware of it than others are. But you want to continue to develop this for yourself. Continue to meditate if you have been. If you haven't been meditating, find a couple of minutes a day. Like, you don't have to sit there and for hours and get into the pose and there's many different ways to find yourself into that stance, and you don't have to abide by what everybody else does to get yourself into that state, into that connection with the universe around you. But continue to align yourself to it, because that is all of our most powerful selves, is when we have everything in alignment and we realize that we're a powerful seed in the garden of the universe. For my Geminis in love, we're going to go ahead and get into the cards for you guys. We're starting out with crown chakra energy. This is very powerful to start out with, because this is you right now, Gemini in love. You're realizing that it's not just you, but it's everything around you, and you're allowing the divine consciousness to pour inside of your own, and it's become one flow. It's one river now. And that's a fantastic way to find yourself. That's exactly where you want to be at, if you can, at all times. I know it's hard with all these external influences in our lives that can take us out of ourselves. But starting out this mid-October in Crown energy is immensely powerful. You're on the walk to enlightenment. You're opening yourselves up to new possibilities, and that's fantastic. The next card to pop out for my Geminis in love, look at that. We are staying in this crown energy with guidance. This is going to be one of your powers coming into, or one of your strengths coming into this mid-October season, is following that universal absolute guidance. Because it's not going to steer you wrong, and it's going to take you up the mountain. It's not going to bring you down lower. It might challenge you. It might make you seem that, or make you feel moments when it seems like things are really low, and why is this happening to me? And it's happening for a reason. It's happening either A, to give you armor, to teach you something, or to bring you into a new realm of understanding. So let's make sure that we're paying attention to that guidance, that we're not getting caught up in the bull crap that, not only that others can bring to us, but we can bring to ourselves as well. Sometimes it's not somebody else that's lying to you, that's giving you the worst of it. It's yourself doing that. Sometimes you're tearing yourself down. You're speaking self-hate and doing things like that. We want to stay completely away from that and continue to follow this pure awareness. It's grace, man, woman. It's grace. That's what this crown energy is all about, is the grace that we all have the possibility to experience, but we have to allow that into our lives. So follow your guides, spirits, physical guides. If you have mentors here on this plane of existence, listen to them. You don't have to take everything that they say as, that's exactly, you don't have, nothing is solid for anybody. You have to come to an understanding on your own. But the only way to do that is to listen to something. You have to be taught before you know. Okay? And this is going to be something that we're going to want to be aware of, to be conscious of coming into mid-October, is compassion, the anahata energy of compassion. Just like the lotus flower that you see here, this is a flower of creation, and love opens all doors, heals all wounds, blah blah blah, smushy wishy. Yes, it really does. And you're going to want to make sure that, especially if you're in a union with somebody, in a bond with you and your partner, that you're extending compassion out. So that way, if they mess up here or there, or they do something that you're kind of like, that's a little bit suspect, have compassion to understand where they're coming from, why it is that people do what they do. Geminis are very good at that. So don't fall out of your power by being uncompassionate to anybody in your life, okay? And we're going to go ahead and get into the cards for my complicated Geminis. For whatever reason that may be, they're never ever just as simple as one reason. It's usually a cornucopia of reasons that we find ourselves in disillusionment. But let's see if we can't clear it up with a couple of cards. This is where you're at right now, my complicated Geminis, is you're tending to your physical health. Be that by eating better, or getting into a physical regimen of routine of working out. You're doing things that are benefiting your physical health, and that's fantastic. Continue to do that. Continue to discipline yourself so that you feel better about you. You don't ever want to look in the mirror and be like, I have a brilliant mind, and And my heart's wonderful, but the rest of me, I'm kind of not satisfied with. You don't ever want to do that to yourself. And the only way to unbind yourself from that kind of self-hate is to do things for your physical self. Get out there and work out. Get out there and go get a makeover or get a haircut or do whatever it is so that you look at yourself in that mirror and you go, why am I single? Or complicated or whatever. Make sure you're doing something continuing to do things for your physical health, because this is your stance right now, Gemini. You are definitely taking care of yourself. So continue to please do that. Please develop that. Please bring anybody with you that you can, because people need that inspiration sometimes. Next card to pop up from my complicated Geminis, sorry about the glare there, is faith. And, people can get caught up in dogma when they hear the word faith, but it's not really as simple as that. When it comes to faith, it's not, the cliche, the higher power, have faith in your higher power or God or Buddha or source or the creator or whatever you want to call that. Have faith that there is something out there that is aware of you and that wants you to succeed. But also have faith in your own life working itself out. Don't get caught up in the complication of things, and instead start working your way towards the solution to the difficulty. That's going to be one of your strengths coming in to this mid-October season, is your own faith in what it is that your own life is doing for you. It's not, even if there are down times, and trust me, I know all about it. I mean, I'm just starting out doing these videos. So, I mean, my channel isn't like some of the other viewers that I watch on YouTube where they have thousands of followers and, my channel isn't on that level yet, but I have faith in the process of it. I enjoy making these videos for you guys because it's not for that. It's not so that I can get as many subscribers as I want. If they come, great. But at the end of the day, the reason why I make these videos is because I have faith that there are one or two people out there that are really going to take something from it. I have faith in the process. And that's what's going to be one of your powers to unbind yourself from the disillusionment, the complication that you're experiencing in your life, is having faith that it will all work out. And that whatever is happening is a step in the cadence of the rhythm that you're trying to align yourself to. Okay? And finally, for my complicated Geminis out there, this is what we're going to want to be careful of, is making sure that we stay grounded. You want to tend to the base chakra, the Muladhara, because this is it's like the previous card with physical health. There's a reason why this card is read like that, because it's also tending to the roots. It's tending to the tree. It's tending to what it means to be you. And I mean, when it comes to trees, the trees with the strongest roots reach the greatest heights. They don't not grow when they have fantastic soil to grow in. So make sure that you're attending to your foundation, because that is your security. And you want to feel secure in whatever it is that you're doing in your life, even if it can seem a little bit meanderish at times, like there isn't a clear outcome to what it is that you're doing. You have to trust in the process. You can't allow yourself to talk yourself out of it, or to feel unclear or to uncertain about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Because if you're doing all these things in alignment, and we're starting out like this, like I said, you can pull information from any one of these set groups of cards. We're existing in crown energy right now. We're not paying attention to the divine, the absolute awareness that we have. We're listening to it. We're taking that guidance. We're seeing where it goes, and we're taking strong steps in those directions. No matter if we can see the light at the end of the tunnel or not, we know it's there, and we're going to get there by any means necessary. So continue to walk strong in your stance, Gemini. That's what we do, baby. And I'm going to pull one from the bottom to close everything out. And this card is responsibility. It's solar plexus energy for a reason. When you're taking responsibility for yourself, you're moving with ambition. You're moving with self-worth because you value yourself. So therefore, that extends to everything around you. So continue to do that, not only for yourself, but for others as well. Continue to boost them up, just as you're boosting yourself, just as you're gaining enlightenment. Shine that light onto others so that they can see where the shadows are and start to work on themselves and move with you. We don't want to take this journey on our own. There's strength in numbers and there's power in bonds. So let's make sure that we're not only doing this for ourselves, but for everybody that we can. Well, that's all I have for you for now, my beautiful Geminis. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope I didn't hold you up for too long. I'll be speaking with you guys again soon. But in the meantime, please have a wonderful day. Realize your own self-worth. Realize that you are powerful and that you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be cherished. You deserve happiness. And continue to take care of yourself and everybody else as much as you can. I'll be speaking with you soon. Peace. Namaste.